10.4 million people watched the last episode, so you've got to be absolutely thrilled with that. I look at that and think, oh, you look at the speculation. How have you managed to keep it all secret?
Yeah, I mean, that's all part of what we do. We try and film in places where we don't expose ourselves to people being able to pick up spoilers, and then we really rely on the cooperation of the media not to release information ahead of time. And, you know, we're all delighted with the fantastic response to the series.
But the speculation, you must be loving that. I mean, there are so many theories on what has happened, and most of it based around the fact of whether or not Juliet is actually, she's actually dead. The reason I said Juliet is because Montague, one of the theories is that it's a Romeo and Juliet thing because of the Montague thing.
Well, Piers Morgan says he thinks Keeley's character is actually very much alive, believing it was a ruse to draw out the person who detonated the bomb. Is she alive or dead?
Are you going to tell us? I mean, could she be alive?
Well, I think you need to watch the finale on Sunday night, but we're all sitting back and enjoying the speculation. It's great that people have their own theories, and actually I do look at some of the bigger theories, and it's interesting that occasionally there's a grain of truth, but it's not like we're all kind of standing by going kind of hotter, colder as people put forward their theories.
But Jed, I've got in italics here one of your quotes. You said that she's definitely dead, that there is a certain expectation with the series that it will always orbit around the equilibrium in which nothing much changes for the main stars. But I with my work, I like to do things that move the story on.
Well, that's the thing. If you're a drama writer, obviously you always have to tell the truth. There's no element of fiction in it at all, Phillip.
The thing is, you've killed Keeley before. I mean, you've done this before. You've got previous. D.I. Lindsay Denton in Line of Duty. I mean, she was killed off as well.
Yeah, and I think that's also part of the history. The fact that it happened before makes people swing towards the idea that she must obviously be dead. But then there are other things that are in the drama that make the observant people swing towards the idea that possibly that's a ruse. So we're just kind of sitting back and enjoying the response and the speculation.
And so is there an alternative ending? I mean, did you, because there's loads of, we hear this with soaps all the time, we know they've never done it, that there is an alternative ending just in case. I can't see that you'd be bothered to do that.
No, there isn't an alternative ending. We weren't in a position where we could commit to doing that and shoot it different ways and then edit it different ways. So we definitely have a conclusion, and I think that at the end of it, people will know exactly what they need to know.
OK, well, that's good. That's good. We like it to have an ending. But does that mean that there can't be a second series?
We don't know yet. We're just beginning that conversation with the BBC. So we know that people out there are loving Series 1 and that there would be an appetite for Series 2. But we'll just have to wait and see. A lot goes into setting up a production, and none of those conversations have taken place yet, which would allow us to facilitate that production.
What I love about this is you've been given a bit of extra time on Sunday night to conclude it, to wrap it all up. So you're actually about 50 minutes longer on Sunday, aren't you?
That's correct, yeah. When we came to put the episode together after we'd filmed it all, we realised that we would be having to make some cuts that would actually affect the rounding off of the story. So we're really grateful that the BBC has given us that extra time that allows us to do the conclusion that we want.
So just in conclusion here, Jed, is there actually anything you can tell us?
Well, I can tell you that the episode returns to some of the very tense action-style sequences of the first two. So there's lots of action in the last episode and lots of answers to questions that have been in people's minds these last few weeks. So I'm really very optimistic that people will get a lot out of the episode and they'll get the answers that they're looking for.
Okay. And could you then tell us, I mean, obviously you're on set there filming Line of Duty.
With
at the moment.
Storm Alley blowing in the background.
Yeah, you can do that. But behind you are the trailers of the actors there. Could you tell us if any of those hold any guest actors for the new series that we might look forward to seeing?
Yeah, well, actually, just a few minutes before we went live, the cast just wandered behind. So they were actually photo-bombing me as they were off to set to film a sequence we're shooting today. So we're actually shooting in this storm here. There are trees down in Belfast, and it's providing quite a challenge. But what we're doing in this series is we're answering some of the questions that were left over from Series 4, and we're also starting a whole new investigation that will carry through the 6 episodes.
Original cast members back, though, so you're not going to tell us about the guests, but the original cast back.
Yeah, that's right. So Ted Hastings is back, Kate Fleming and Steve Arnott.
Brilliant.
And they come up against a whole new investigation.
Brilliant. Jed,
Can't
thank
wait.
you
It's
so
my
much.
favourite.
Stay safe there. It can't be
Thank
easy
you.
filming in those conditions, but we really appreciate you taking time out to talk to us. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.